Hi again, it's Chris McCosh, and I want to talk to you at this point, not necessarily about any specific oil company, but what I do want to talk about is this book. This book that I have, it is called Essential Oils Pocket Reference, and it is by Life Science Products and Publishing. It can be found at www.discoverlsp.com. Life Science Publishing, discoverlsp.com, or you can get it on Amazon. So I think I've got this book on Amazon. What I want to tell you, so when I first started hearing about essential oils years and years ago, I thought people were using essential oils just because they smelled good, and they do smell good. Some not as good as others, but they all have their own very unique smell and their own aroma, and they all help you in different ways. I really didn't understand it all. So I've done research off and on for several years to try to understand what in the world is essential oils about. Found out a whole lot, and I still have so much more to learn. But reading from this book, I want to tell you the definition of an essential oil is that aromatic, volatile liquid that is within shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, and seeds. That's usually extracted using a steam distillation process, or maybe extracted using a cold pressing. So there's several different methods for planting, for harvesting, and for extracting and distilling, and then getting to the consumer. So one thing I want you to know is the company that you've heard me talk about that I will only use their oils from. And one reason is because I've learned that this company only or is very particular about the farms they use, the farmers they use, and when they harvest. So not every plant can just be harvested as soon as it grows up. They can't just immediately harvest it. I don't really know all the ins and outs about when they can harvest it, but I know that they can't rush it. They can't rush it. And there are other companies that use all kinds of sprays like people do to make things grow faster, chemicals, pesticides, so that when those plants will grow faster and bigger so they can harvest them quicker. So you want a company that I've been talking about that takes time and takes care with their plants and when they harvest it and how they extract the oils and how they research and analyze and get it ready for the consumer. So as you know, plants have been around forever. They've been around since the beginning of time, and they've been around. The effects and the use of the oils from those plants have been around for many times. We are definitely not the first culture to start using essential oils. There's many cultures before us that have used essential oils medicinally over and over for years ago. There are over 200 references in the Bible. If you're a reader of the Bible, you'll see that there are many, many references to the aromatics of the oils, to the medicinal use of oils, to the incense of the oils. So some of those oils that are used in the Bibles is frankincense, myrrh, cinnamon, cassia, olive oil. So you've probably heard about those talked or read about those when you've, or if you've read the Bible. So the essential oils, they're all, like I said, they all do have their own individual fragrance, and they can help balance moods, lift spirits. They can dispel negative emotions. They can create romantic inspirations, and they're wonderful for spiritual inspiration. So there's many, many uses, as you know, for essential oils. one thing that's real important to know about the oils is to understand and know. So, how does the company that you are choosing to buy your oils from, how are they processing their oils? What are their standards for oils? Essential oils can be very powerful. So we want to make sure that the company that we're choosing to buy our oils from, that they've been in business, that they know what they're doing, that they're a quality and a respected company that uses high standards. We want to know, do they have actual scientists and specialists that check their oils? Real important, we want to know, does the company that you're buying from, do they tell you about the farms they're using and where their farms are at? Real important. Some companies won't. Many companies won't tell you about the farms they're using. Many companies won't tell you about how they extract their oils and the process. Some of the oils then from some companies, when they're not taking the care and the time, they just want to get a product out to the consumer at a cheap, price, because many companies are like that for different products. They just want to get out there and they just want to make $1. So their oils may turn out to be what we call adulterated oils, or oils that really have not been extracted correctly. And those oils can end up being dangerous for the consumer. And I don't think I realized that for a long, long time. So the dangers of unadulterated oils can be quite serious. It can mean that the oils, maybe you get a bottle of oil from the department store that you kind of liked that price, so you think, well, that one fit into my budget. I can buy 2 or 3 of those bottles of oils, and it might say it's a pure therapeutic oil, or that it contains 100% pure therapeutic oil. What that company doesn't have to do is tell you what else is in the company, or what else is in the oil. So that oil could be filled with some additives, filled with some other chemicals that make that little bottle of oil. Maybe it's only got about 5% of a really pure oil in it, and it's got about this much of other stuff in it. That other stuff could be what makes you sick and what makes people allergic to different products. So we all know there are companies out there that do that. So you want to make sure that you're using a quality and a highly respected company that uses standardized processes, and that uses scientists and third-party scientists to check on the processes of those oils. So how do oils work? Why are they so important, and how can they be dangerous? So if you think about it, and you think about the oils, one of the main ways that you get those oils into your system then is by inhaling the aromas. And we inhale those aromas, and they go up into our nostrils and into the olfactory system, and then into our brain, and in particular into the limbic system, it's called, into our brain. So think about sometimes if you smell an oil, it's going to trigger a memory. Or if you just smell a plant, maybe you smell pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie. What does that trigger? Does that trigger some memories from when your mom or your grandma used to make pumpkin pie in those years at Thanksgiving or Christmas? Walking into a house with the cinnamon and the pine, doesn't that bring back some warm memories? I can smell apples. I love to smell an apple orchard because it reminds me of my grandparents, and they lived on a farm with some apple trees and a small apple orchard. And that's what I remember, that wonderful, wonderful memory. So think about it. When those odors, aromas go into your brain, that's pretty powerful, the memory that it's triggering. And that's what essential oils can do. So those fragrances, they directly enter into the limbic system, and then from the limbic system, different things can happen. So the mechanism there of those of the senses directly entering in there. So the limbic system controls the emotionals, our emotions, anxiety, depression, fear, anger, and joy and happiness. Those are all the emotions that are triggered from this region of our brain. And the scents then evoke the memories maybe of what was happening at those times. So a lot of times when our sense, when we smell something, we think first and act later. That's how strong those scents can be to us. So the limbic system also directly activates the hypothalamus. What is the hypothalamus? So that's one of the most important parts in the brain. And let me make sure I'm reading this so I get this correctly. The hypothalamus controls the body temperature, our hunger, thirst, fatigue, sleep, and our circadian cycles from when we sleep and wake and sleep and wake. It acts as our hormonal control center and releases hormones that affect many functions in our body. The growth hormones, the sex hormones, the thyroid hormones, and the neurotransmitters such as serotonin that is also governed by the hypothalamus. So these oils, the essential oils, through their fragrances and their different molecular structure, they can directly stimulate the limbic lobe and the hypothalamus in our brain. That's all responding to the olfactory stimuli, the smells that come into our brain. So some of those oils can be used to combat stress. Those smells can be used for emotional trauma. But it can also stimulate things such as our energy hormone, gives us more energy, our growth hormones for youth, and the longevity hormone. Powerful stuff. So in this book, it talks about a study that was done by a Dr. Hirsch. And this Dr. Hirsch did a study with a weight loss group. Let's see, over 3,000 individuals, it says. And using essential oils, he was able to help over 3,000 people that had been unsuccessful with different weight loss methods. So in using combinations of different oils that this doctor had researched and used with these individuals, he was able to help them finally begin to lose weight. So that in itself, I think it tells us how powerful essential oils are. Essential oils can be used medicinally, I mentioned earlier, to kill bacteria and to kill fungi. It's been used to treat the snake bites. Essential oils are used to get rid of bugs, those ants and those horrible mosquitoes that we hate that's coming up this time of year. So a lot of good information is in this book, but you can probably begin to research a lot on your own. And more importantly, I've talked about how if you want to join the same company I am with, please contact me. Let me help you learn how essential oils can help you in this very organic, natural way of using essential oils without using all the toxins and chemicals that are out there. So I would love to help you learn more. It is fascinating subject, and thank you. I hope I've helped you some, and let me know let me know if I can help you some more. So, bye. If I can get this to turn off, I apologize.